Hello, this is the first video in the arrays series of exercises. Let's move on to the first exercise. Declare an array of strings that contains the name of 10 people. Print the third and the seventh person on the same row, separated by white spaces 3 times. Pause the video and try, after which we will solve the exercise together. We will first declare an array of strings. We will write string, square brackets, names, which will be equal to new string of 10. I will write names of 0 equals Andrew, names of 1 equals John, and I will also add 8 more names. To print the elements 3 and 7 3 times, we will need a for loop. We will write a for I. I will start at 0, I will be less than 3, so it will be 0, 1 and 2. 3 iterations. Inside our for loop, we will write a system out print, in which I will print names of 2 plus a white space plus names of 6 plus another white space. Let's run our application. We can see that the elements from position 3 and position 7 were printed 3 times in the same row. Let's comment on this exercise and move on to the next one. Declare an array of size 6 named fruits. Add fruits in the array using the index. You have exactly the same working pattern as in the previous exercise. Pause the video and try, after which we will solve the exercise together. We will write string array fruits, which is equal to new string, and this time we will specify size 6. I will write fruits of position 0 is equal to pears, 1 apples, and so on to the last position. Now we have 6 elements inserted in our array, the last one being inserted on index 5. Let's also print our array in the console using a for each statement. We will write for each string fruit in our fruits array. I want to print that fruit. I will run the application and I will be able to see all my fruits printed in the console. Let's comment on this exercise and move on to the next one. Declare an array of 12 numbers. Print its values firstly on the same row, separated by white space, and after that on different rows. Pause the video and try, after which we will solve this exercise together. Let's declare an array of 12 numbers. We will write int numbers equals, this time let's not set them according to the index, and we can directly specify them between braces. I will write 12 numbers. To print the array on the same row, let's use the index. We will have a for loop, in which int I will be equal to 0, I will have to be less than or equal to the size of the numbers array, so numbers dot length, and I will be incremented by 1. To print on the same row our values, we will use a system out print instruction, in which we will type numbers of I plus a white space. To print the numbers on different rows, let's use a for each this time. For each int number in my numbers array, I want to print on different rows that number. I can run the application, and the first time I can see that I have an exception. Let's see why. Because here I typed less than or equal to number's length. At the last iteration, the application will try to print numbers of 12, which is not existent. So I got an array index out of bounds exception. Therefore, I will have to be strictly less than number's length. Now if I run my application again, I can see my numbers printed both on the same row with a white space in between and on different rows. Let's comment this exercise and move on to the next one. Declare an array of strings with 8 empty slots. Fill the array with values. Sort the array alphabetically and then print the values. We will write this exercise together. Let's declare an array of strings with 8 spaces. String array equals new string of 8. In this array we will add 8 elements. Array of 0 will be equal to demo, and so on. I will put random values. We filled our array with some random texts. To sort our text alphabetically, we can use an arrays class functionality, which also comes from Java runtime environment. We can write arrays with an S and import this class from the package java.util. I will write arrays.sort, and so we will use the sort method. Here we will have to pass an array as a parameter, namely our array. We will write arrays.sort of my array. To print our array on different lines, we will have a for each string text in my array system.out.println that text. If I run my application, we can see that although in our code the texts were entered in random order, after we used the arrays.sort method, we printed the array on the console and it was sorted alphabetically from A to Z. When we use the sort method from the arrays class, it sorts an array as follows. A text array will always be sorted alphabetically, and a numeric vector will always be sorted from the smallest number to the largest. Let's comment on this exercise and move on to the last one. Declare an array of type float with 6 empty slots. Fill the array with values and then print the sum of all the numbers in that array. Pause the video and try, after which we will solve the exercise together. Let's declare an array of type float. Float array float numbers will be equal to new float of 6 positions. We could put a number on each position, but instead, assuming that we would like to put the same number on all positions, we will do the following. We can use another method from the arrays class. We can write arrays dot fill. We want our array float numbers to be filled with the value 5f. If we now print our array on different lines, we will write a for each float number from my float numbers. I will have a system.out.println that number. I will run my application, and I can see that all the positions have been filled by the value that I specified. If I had not specified this array.fill, let's say I comment this, I will have the default value of the float data type. That is 0.0. AraysFill receives two things as a parameter: the array we want to fill and the value we want it to be filled with. If we pass here, for example, a text, this would not work, because this method sees that our float numbers array will ask for a float data type. All that remains now is to add each number to a sum and then print it. We will declare an int sum, which initially will be equal to 0. Each number will be added to my sum. I will write sum plus equals number. At the end, I can write a system out print line, the sum of all the elements in your array is equal to sum. Now I can see that the sum of all the elements in my array is equal to 30. In the next video, we will continue with a series of exercises in which we will use arrays.